What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's filthiest pitches of the day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. Join Ninja Nation. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Martine Perez, who had 7 Ks in 6 innings, thanks to these 2-seamers and his backdoor cutter. Aaron Nola went 2 innings and had 2 strikeouts and had this backdoor sinker and painted 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Unfortunately, Nola's outing was cut short due to rain. He's always one of my favorite guys to watch pitch. Speaking of short outings, Domingo Hermann only went 1 inning and had this filthy changeup. Joe Musgrove had 5 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. He did give up 4 runs, but had this wicked changeup and hammer curveballs. He was outdueled by Andrew Heaney, who had 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, giving up 1 earned run. Heaney had these elevated fastballs and his nasty slider. And this slider to Machado may have been the filthiest pitch of the day by a starter yesterday. He gets the KO. It kind of reminds me of Machado going down against another slider to end a World Series. Marco Gonzalez had 5 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up only 1 run, and had these nasty cutters. Jesus Luzardo had 3 Ks in 3 1/3 innings and had this 97-mile-an-hour fastball and 88-mile-an-hour changeup, but he was outdueled by Taijuan Walker. Walker was dominant with 10 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up only 1 run. He had this array of fastballs, splitters, sliders, and his beautiful curveballs. Dick Mountain had 7 strikeouts in 5 scoreless innings, giving up only 2 hits. And I love the way he throws curveballs out of different arm slots. That will really mess you up. Some of these broke up to 23 inches. Throwing breaking balls out of various arm slots basically creates an infinite number of pitches. Hey, when you're 42 years old and shutting down the opposition, you got to use every trick you got. He outdueled rookie Kyle Bradish, who did have this dirty 90-mile-an-hour changeup. Rich Hill is 17 years older than Kyle Bradish. Brady Singer had 6 strikeouts in 7 scoreless innings and had this elevated 2-seamer and then these filthy sliders. I thought Singer's slider looked especially good. Mitch Keller had 6 strikeouts in 7 scoreless innings and had this 96-mile-an-hour slide step fastball, as well as these sick curveballs and sliders, and he got a sword on his curveball. That's now 3 consecutive solid outings for Keller. Shane Bieber had 7 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 run and lowered his ERA to 2.91. And he had this combination of knuckle curves and cutters. And here's an overlay of Bieber's fastball and his cutter, which shows you why you might chase his cutter. My most overpowering starter yesterday, that was Brandon Woodruff. Just blowing hitters away with upper 90s heat. Here's an overlay of Woodruff's fastball and changeup, and it shows you how that fastball really sets up the changeup. You're geared up for an upper 90s fastball. Instead, you get a mid-80s changeup. Not fair. Zac Gallen had 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. He did give up 3 earned runs, which broke his scoreless inning streak, ending it at 44 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. He had these vicious knuckle curves, as well as his cutter and fastball all working. His ERA on the year is now 2.5, and I think he's still got an outside shot in the Cy Young race. Lastly, from the not all good pitches have good results category, somehow Shohei Ohtani hit this Luis Garcia curveball out for a home run. You can see he's way out in front and basically swinging one-handed at it. Just another indication of Shohei Ohtani's legendary status. Although it would have been even more legendary if he imitated Luis Garcia in his home run trot. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Matt Barnes got this sword on this bounce knuckle curve, and here's an overlay of his fastball and knuckle curve to show you why that might happen. Garrett Whitlock had this gas. Alex Lang had this filthy 97-mile-an-hour sinker. Ryan Helsley had this wicked slider. James Karinchak had this absolute hammer and got the sword. Adam Ottavino had this slider that broke 18 inches. David Robertson K'd the side with these knuckle curves. Matt Brash was absolutely disgusting and struck out the side with this filth. I know he struggled earlier in the year, but he has given up only 2 runs since July 29th. But my filthiest reliever of the day was Jhoan Duran. Oh my God, you may want to look away if you're squeamish because this stuff is disgusting. Here's an overlay of a 101 mile an hour fastball and an 87 mile an hour curveball. And then he hit 103 miles an hour on this running fastball and had these curveballs that topped out at 90 miles an hour. Here's an overlay of Duran's 103 mile an hour fastball and his curveball. And look how far apart these things end up. Absolutely disgusting. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. It's Franmil Reyes singing Whitney Houston. You go, big man.
And I will always love you. You see? It's beautiful, hey?
It is
For
beautiful.
a big guy.
Keep that going. It's beautiful.
What is up, Ninja Nation? My picks of the day today are a 3-leg parlay. I'm going to go with Reed Detmers for 5Ks or more, Framber Valdez for 8Ks or more, and Quadzilla Spencer Strider for 8Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?